Yo guys, what is up? Eric Zilla here with another video. Oh man, dude. No, we're not gonna do a DeviantArt critique on myself. This is my profile picture, guys. And pretty much, I'm gonna be doing a birthday Q&A video. Why I'm doing it like this? Cause I can. And anyway, so yeah. So let's get into this right here, guys. Pretty much, I made a journal on the birthday Q&A, and I pretty much just said as follows. Hey guys, I'm planning on making a video tomorrow, which is today, and I want you all to ask me any questions. It can be about my characters or my comics or anything you guys want to know about me. So yeah. So after that, I got around 18 comments. So it's not a lot, but I wasn't really expecting a lot, to be honest, but yeah, guys, let's get into it. So we're gonna scroll all the way down here. We got 2 comments right there. We're gonna read those first. From Sideswipe 217, he asks. We'll just click on that so that way you guys don't get confused. Anyway, how old were you when you got into Godzilla? Oh my gosh, I hiccuped. When you got into Godzilla, and what was your first Godzilla movie? Oh man, alright, so how old was I when I got into Godzilla? I was around 10, 11, 12. Like around, I think I was 11 or 12 is when I started getting into Godzilla. What was my first Godzilla movie? Well, there's sort of 3 sort of ways it could have been those 3, because I watched 3 Godzilla movies. Those 3 could have been my very first, but if I have to add, I would say Godzilla Final Wars was the one that got me into Godzilla. Godzilla 2000 was the one that really just got me into Godzilla. And the one that I just watched when I was very little was Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla from 1993. So, yeah, those were pretty much the very first, pretty much Godzilla movies that I've seen. Alright, so we're gonna go on the next one. From the Raptor Kid X. Of all the Godzilla monsters in the franchise, other than the Big G himself, who's your favorite Godzilla monster? Oh, it's not a hard one. Freaking Orga. Damn straight. Orga, #1 favorite non-Godzilla monster. Non-Godzilla. Oh my god. Orga's my favorite monster from Godzilla. Yeah. Just like the way Orga looks, man. He's like this giant, bulky, tumor-looking thing. And his abilities and everything amazes me. And when I first saw Godzilla 2000 and when I saw Orga's abilities, I was very, very amazed by it. It was freaking awesome. I love the way freaking Orga, he almost ate Godzilla pretty much. That was insane. But yeah, I would say Orga is like my #1 favorite Godzilla. Non-Godzilla monster. Favorite Godzilla monster. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, but yeah, I would have to say Godzilla, Orga, pretty much Orga. Next question comes from a good friend, Zimzilla99. What's been your biggest inspiration in your stories? Shoo. My biggest inspiration from making my stories was from manga, Stephen King, and just like Ricky Ricotta and his giant robot. So let me tell you a story here. So pretty much when it comes from manga, I've only read mostly not really much manga. I've read a couple of Dragon Ball Z manga and all that. And when it comes to Stephen King, I mostly read a bunch of horror. That's what Stephen King mostly does. He does horror books. And I love his horror books. They're really, really good. I love those books. In fact, I even have all of them in a freaking shelf somewhere. But like, yeah, I would say that one's those what got me inspired by making stories. And then another comic was called Ricky Ricotta, which is like a mouse with glasses, and he has like this giant robot, and they pretty much fight other monsters and aliens from different parts of the planets in the solar system. So that's something. And yeah, that's pretty much what inspired me to make stories in general. Next question comes from, we're gonna just go right there. Okay. Devzilla13 asks, what is your most favorite drawing you have done? Shoot. I have a lot of favorite drawings. I legit have a lot of favorite drawings. But if I had to add, like, what's my favorites, I would definitely say Exodus End of Days posters. I've done a lot of posters for Exodus, but I would say the End of Days posters are the ones that I love the most. Cause if you guys haven't told yet, which is surprise, like, if you guys haven't, I'm very shocked. But hopefully you guys did. Like, basically, if you connect the posters, like the certain posters together, they actually make like a full sort of wallpaper for them. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have already noticed it. If you guys haven't, then what is wrong with you? But, you know, I mean, obviously, like, they all connect and, like, to one giant poster, sort of like it. So, yeah, I would say I really love the way I did the posters for Exodus End of Days, the End of Days posters, pretty much. So I would say, yeah, those are my favorite drawings I've done so far. And on the list is 161894. He asks, what inspired you to join DeviantArt? This is a pretty long story, but I'm gonna make it short and simple. Pretty much, my friend told me I should upload my drawings to DeviantArt. I'm like, what's DeviantArt? And he tells me, it's a public website where you post all your drawings. And back then I didn't really know much, so I said, I'll pass on that. So further months passed, and it was like around April 1st is when I started using Instagram and Facebook. And, I started using all that and pretty much all these social medias and everything like that. And so I thought, why not just try out this DeviantArt thing and, see how it goes. So I uploaded my very first picture, which was the dinosaur car from Hot Wheels, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got into DeviantArt, pretty much how I joined it. So yeah. My next question on the list here, we got this guy, Blue Mario 1016. He asks, what genre do you like better when it comes to drawing? When it comes to drawing, when genre and stuff like that, I would say sketching, because sketching kind of makes the whole drawing and everything like that, it makes the drawing look somewhat realistically. Like, you get to add like a lot of detail to it, you can add shading to it, and then it comes out, looking pretty realistic in the nutshell. And so, I would say sketching's like my favorite sort of genre of pretty much drawing in general. But I also have other favorites too, but I would say sketching in general is like just my favorite form of drawing, pretty much. Alright, next question comes from Angry Kaiju Guy. The Angry Kaiju Guy asks, what are some of the goals you hope to achieve with your stories in the future? I've kind of already achieved it, but like, I was hoping to achieve that I would entertain everyone out there with my comics, pretty much with the stories, the characters. Like, I just want, like, that's the whole point of me making comics in the first place, is that I wanted to like entertain people like that, like, give them something, like, post some comics and stuff like that, and then maybe like inspire other people to make their own stories, and I've kind of already achieved that, to be honest. And another achievement that I want to achieve in the future is hopefully I could make an animated cartoon of it on YouTube. Pretty much all the comics that I've done, like I do an animated sort of thing to it, like an animated series for it on YouTube. But at the same time, I would have to need, some voice actors and all that. But hopefully I could achieve that. But I'm just like that's my goal in making the comics, and in the nutshell, like just like entertaining you guys, and hopefully I entertained you guys with my stories. So yeah. Alright, the next question comes from Skull Gador 2016. What inspired or got you into drawing and art? What got me into drawing and art was my brother and my dad. My brother used to draw a lot when he was younger, and I just sort of like thought like, hey, I want to draw too. So what I started doing is that I started making stick figures and weird like sort of dinosaur stick figures and stuff like that. And then I started doing stuff, and then my brother taught me how to trace with over dinosaur pictures pretty much. And I started getting used to it, and I started doing it more often. And then my dad taught me how to do it without tracing it. And when I was very little, when I saw my dad do that, teaching me how to draw and all that, I don't know why, but I got a little jealous or something like that. I was kind of upset. I don't know, like I was all thinking like, oh, my dad can draw better than me and all that, I don't know. But yeah, I started doing more and more and started practicing more and getting used to drawing and, trying to draw other things and all that. And, it kind of just got to where it is now. Just like me drawing like in a little constant pace, taking my time to it, adding a lot of detail and everything, and sketching it out. And, I love doing that. And, if it wasn't for my brother, I wouldn't be able to draw now. So, yeah, guys. Alright. Next question comes from Shadow Eclipse 115. He asks, what is your favorite kaiju? Mine is a skull crawler. I think I mentioned this already. My favorite kaiju is Orga. And I mean, it's good that you like the skull crawler, but the skull crawler ain't got shit on Orga, man. Orga will kill his ass. Nah, I'm playing. I don't know, but yeah, I would say again, Orga's my favorite monster. So we got that. And then Jacob asks this question, which is really a good question, to be honest. Jacob Spencer Kaiju 79 asks, what are your goals with Exodus? Pretty much the same with Angry Kaiju Guy's question, is that I hope to achieve, like, to entertain you guys and to get inspired by my comics and all that. Like, that's what I hope to achieve, and I obviously achieved it because I've been getting comments from all you guys that you guys got inspired by my comics. So, that's good. And, when it comes to Exodus, I'm almost done with Exodus pretty much. Like, End of Days is going to be the send-off to Exodus. Like, there's not going to be any more. Although I am planning on making one of Exodus Origins, so that kind of might be the final one of it. So it pretty much just, I haven't really done the stories. I already got the monsters and stuff like that. I already sort of somewhat got the story. It's going to pretty much just tell from the very beginning how Exodus was born and all that, and how, all this happened. So, in a way, Exodus isn't dead yet. But, technically kind of is. Oh, spoiler. But yeah, guys, that's what I kind of hope to achieve for Exodus, and the same with all the other comics. I hope to animate a movie for Exodus. So yeah, again, I would have to need voice actors, but so that's what I hope to for my goals for Exodus. Next question comes from Spyro the Genet Sect. Hopefully I said that right. He says, what are some tips on drawing? Some tips on drawing. So when it comes to drawing for beginners, start off with a base. Start off from sketching small. Basically, buy yourself a mannequin and just use that as a base. Or if you guys have any humanoid Ultraman figures and stuff like that, you can use that as a base as well. But yeah, you could use all these different things as a base for beginners and just sketch it and take your time. Don't rush through it. And I'm pretty sure you'll be good on it. Now, for other people who are pretty much know everything about drawing, just go for it, man. You know what to do. Just draw it and go for it. But that also goes for the same for the beginners. Just you want to draw it, then draw it. Just go for it. You just gotta take your time and would be patient with it, So yeah, that's pretty much the tips on drawing that I could give. So yeah. And then next question comes from LTD Taylor's 1970. He asks, what made you get into Godzilla and other kaiju, master? I think he meant to say monster, but I'm not sure. He kind of misspelled it. But I already told how I got into Godzilla. So I guess for other kaiju, I got into Ultraman when my uncle bought a DVD set of the original Ultraman. He bought it for his nephew. Or, yeah, he bought it for his son, actually. Never mind. He bought it for his son. And, I got into that. And then Gamera was when I was just searching up online and other monsters and Godzillas and all that. And Gamera just came across it. And so I started checking out that. And then after that, I started checking out Gridman, Redman, bunch of mans. But, yeah. So, I have to say that. So, that's pretty much what got me into kaijus in general. So Reptech asks, have you ever watched any animated kaiju show? And if so, which one did you like the most? Oh man. When it comes to animated kaiju, the only one I've seen is the Hanna-Barbera. The Hanna-Barbera ones are the ones that I've watched. And I think the opening, I love the opening. The opening was freaking, it was, how you say, so Hanna-Barbera. It's it starts off down from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky. His head in the sky and all that, and and so pretty much I would say that was what I started getting into when it comes to animated kaiju. Another one was the one I checked out was Godzilla the series. And it's not that bad. I mean, I didn't really finish it all. I've only made it to 10 episodes of it, but at the same time, I kind of get the gist of the whole sort of Godzilla the series. So, I mean, it's pretty good. I like the monsters. Not Godzilla in that series pretty much just fights nothing but mutant monsters. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Next question comes from Amil Sumi. Alright, how long have you been drawing? I think 18 years. I don't know. I mean, not since I was born, but I don't know. I don't know how many years. 18. I don't know. If you watch anime cartoons, what type of anime cartoons are your most favorite? Now, for anime, I pretty much just watch a lot of anime, to be honest. If I had to name a couple of them, I would have to say, shoot, I can't even think up at the top of my head right now. Konosuba, One Punch Man, Umaru-san, Umaru-chan, I don't know. And the one I'm watching right now, Gamers, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Monster Musume, The Familiar of Zero, Evangelion. I've actually finished the series to be honest. Actually, Evangelion and Dragon Ball Super. So those are my favorites right there. And my number one favorite would have to be Lucky Star, because that one's the one that actually got me into anime and all that in the first place. And also Hatsune Miku, but you know, she's not an anime. But yeah. Now for cartoons, I've actually watched a lot of cartoons when I was young. I remember this one show called Kappa Mikey. It Mucha Lucha. It's called Mucha Lucha, and El Tigre, I think it's called, and Cat Scratch, SpongeBob, Mr. Meaty, the Avatar series, the Avatar: The Last Airbender, I guess, and yeah, just like those cartoons in general. Like I watched all those types of cartoons, to be honest. Mostly Nickelodeon stuff like that. Regular Show, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, OKKO. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. You guys might hate me for saying this, but I have seen a couple of Teen Titans Go. It's not a good show, but you know what? If there's nothing else on, I just watch that. I mean, I don't know. I get a little chuckle out of it sometimes, but you know, it's cringe. Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, those are pretty much my favorite cartoons. And it's sort of like a 50-50 when it comes to Teen Titans Go, but yeah, those in general, besides Teen Titans Go, like those are my favorite cartoons and anime. So yeah. Next question comes from, what is your inspiration for your drawings? What inspires me to draw was, like, in the first place, the very first place, what inspired me to draw was my brother. Like, I would see him draw and all that, and I just, like, imagined some stuff when I was very young. I mean, I still imagine stuff, but, like, you know. Pretty much just, like, for me, when I get inspiration from Godzilla and all these tokusatsus and mostly horror movies like The Ring, Freddy Krueger and all this, that when it comes to my stories and my drawings and stuff like that and my monsters, I get a lot of influence and like inspiration from tokusatsu and all these other things, including anime and cartoons. So yeah, I would have to say those, and yeah, that's pretty much what inspires me to draw. Now this one was a weird one. So anyway, the last one is called Jackson Deans asks, okay, favorite Ultraman G kaiju? I would have to say Skull Gamora. Like, just there. Yeah, just Skull Gamora. Skull Gamora is probably one of my favorite monsters in Ultraman G, because, like, it has two of my favorite monsters in it. Like, he fuses into two of my favorite monsters, Gamora and Red King. So yeah, it makes sense for me to love Skull Gamora. I actually even have a figure of Skull Gamora. But yeah. So yeah, guys, that was my Q&A That was pretty much just like around 16 comments. Whoa, I got a hiccup. But yeah, guys. I'll pretty much just give you all a shout out, and hopefully this helps you with a shout out. This is pretty much a shout out video. But yeah, guys, hopefully I answered all your questions right, and yeah. Hope you guys have a good day. Thank you all for the birthday comments. It really means a lot, and you know, I'm 18 now, so it's weird. I don't know why, but I feel really old. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this. And yeah, all you guys stay safe out there, and you guys have a wonderful day. Sayonara.